Shalom, family trendsetter. All praises be to the Most High. I'm actually driving, so you'll hear some noise in the background. Well, I do have a tendency to struggle for words when I speak. So as I'm here stuck in traffic, I decided to let me share something with y'all. Now, oftentimes, family, you have heard me say on my channel that I believe Christians, or many Christians, if not most Christians, are the biggest hypocrite there is. They'll say one thing and do the next. You know what I'm saying? They are the biggest hypocrite for me, as far as I'm concerned anyway. And they love to condemn people to hell. You ever notice if you don't believe in their so-called Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who ain't saving nobody, they always say you're going to hell. You know, if you need to repent or you're going to go to hell. They're always trying to send somebody to hell and shit. That's what I've noticed anyway. So yesterday, I had a conversation, a deep, heated conversation with one of my colleagues. I'm going to call him my colleagues, and he's a diehard Trump supporter. He's from West Virginia. He's a Caucasian dude, and when I say a diehard, almost like if Trump pull out his dick and say suck it, he'll probably do it. I'm serious. That's how much he worshiped this man, and they never could give a reason as to why they are so devoted to this man, other than the fact that, he did a lot for the economy, or, he's going to drain the swamp. Like, what the fuck does that mean? But anyway, so we were sitting down, we're both truck drivers and shit, so we were sitting down both waiting to sign for our manifest for our load. And we was waiting for them to put the little tag that they put on the back of your truck. Once they load your truck up and shit, they put the little tag on there. You can't remove it until you deliver it to your destination. Anyway, we were sitting down, we was waiting. So it was like about a 45 to an hour wait we had to wait because there was other trucks at this loading dock. So we started talking, and this is a dude that, I've known for about almost 2 years. I've seen him, we've engaged in conversation. He's actually a cool white dude, believe it or not, but he's a diehard Trump supporter. And it's so funny, like, this dude will open up to me. He'll tell me some personal shit about his family life, his upbringing. Like, for some reason, white folks are drawn to me. My wife always say, like, if they only knew how you feel about them. And I say, you can't really say that, because I don't believe all white people are bad. All hybrids are bad. Now, I know genetically, right, in their DNA, they are all fucking evil. But, for the most part, I get along with them. Like I told you, my mother, she's half white. She's a half devil. And I know for a fact that the reason why I call her half devil, because she does have devil tendency. You know what I'm saying? She, to me, sometimes, I think if we wasn't her kids, we would be a fucking enemy. I kid you not. I really sometimes believe like my mother don't really care. Like, I think she love us. How a dog, animal take care of their young. But I'm being frank with y'all, candid with y'all, right? I think if we wasn't her, my mother's kids, we couldn't even be around her. Because she got that half-breed genetic devil genes in her, DNA in her, because I always hear her oftentimes talk about black people this and black people that. She never talked negative about white folks. I be telling her this. You do realize that they have crimes in the white community, is white on white crime, and she don't understand. She don't believe that shit, because on the news, the propaganda machine, they always showing where you have, black people killing each other and robbing or whatever. But anyway, let me stick to the topic. So, we was talking, and then, first we brought up the weather. We was talking about the weather because, the weather plays a big role, in our daily commute. And he was like, man, this weather is so unpredictable. 1 minute it's hot, next minute it's cold. This whole month has been raining. And I said, yeah, that's them fucking with that HARP machine. And he said, HARP? He said, oh, you know about that? I said, yeah. He said, I never really thought black people was into conspiracy. He wasn't, he was candid, he was frank. I say, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. A lot of us are waking up. That's why a lot of y'all, and I said to him, that's why a lot of y'all against this woke thing. He said, man, I ain't against that shit. He said, I'm woke too. He said, I don't understand that shit that Ron DeSantis is talking about, because what is woke, And that's one thing I liked about him, even though he's a diehard MAGA, he understand, he can know when things doesn't make sense. Because we have a lot of conversations. So I said, we talked about the weather. Then I started talking about, I said, how do you feel about what's going on with this war in Ukraine and, Biden giving away our money to Ukraine. Now he's giving away to Israel. I said, what do you feel? He said, yeah, that shit is fucked up. We got people over here, man. He said, I be driving to Cali, man. I see these homeless people, especially on Skid Row, man. And I'm like, damn, all this money they sending to Ukraine. and now they sending the shit to go to Israel to fight Hamas. I said, how do you feel about that whole Hamas Israel thing? Do you support Israel? He said, nah. And then and he started talking. Man, I'm telling you, I was very, very surprised how he was talking about those people. And I dare not talk about it on this video because they definitely will ban this video. But let me tell you something, family. Ooh, all I could say is that, man, I did not know that a lot of white people felt the way they felt about Israel. I thought everybody supported Israel, because he said he's a Christian. He told me before that he's a Christian, because that's how we engaged one time. We was talking about religion and so forth. So he told me he was a Christian, but he said he do not support those people. He was telling me if it was up to him, what he would have happened. I'm like, whoa, I was kind of surprised. It was so crazy, right? And me, my stance towards those people is probably the same way, but not as radical as what this guy was saying. So I don't know, man. I think the tides are turning. I think people are starting to wake up and realizing these people are not who they say they are, calling themselves the chosen people, right? Because I'm telling you, this dude, one thing I could say, because he's a truck driver, he's been around, he's very, very educated. Not educated in terms of book smart, but street smart. He don't sound white. He don't sound black, but he sound like he can, we could, like if you was to talk to him on the phone, you would think he's black. You know what I'm saying? Because he always say, yeah, you know what I mean? And he'll use the word, you know what I mean? A lot. But I'm telling you, family, these people are waking up, man. The Bible did say in the last days, the Gentiles going to say, and I'm paraphrasing, that our fathers have inherited lies. They're starting to realize that these people are not who they say they are. And this guy have a disdain, if not a hatred. Not necessarily to all, because he broke it down. He said, I don't have a problem with the Jewish people as a whole. I have a problem with the Zionists, the rulership. Because he was even telling me that, he have family members that actually been to Israel. And he said, you'd be surprised how many Jewish people that don't support the ruler or whatever. What's the name? Netanyahu. Don't support him. And they say, you'd be surprised how many Jewish people don't even support the war. So he was telling me that, it ain't really about those people. You can't really go against their religion. Is the people that's pushing this war. And he broke the shit down. He taught me some shit yesterday, because I never knew that certain white people, felt the way they felt about them people over there. Whoa, I was like, oh man, I was taken back. So anyway, we was talking. So I said, so how do you feel about the Roe v. Wade reversal, right? I said, are you pro? Because he said he's a Republican. I said, are you pro-life? He said, yeah, I'm pro-life. And I said, so am I. I'm pro-life. But I said, the only difference is that I do believe that a woman have the right to choose. I said, especially, and then he cut me off. He said, yeah, especially if it's incest or if it's rape. I think that, he said, I agree. He said, I think when it comes to that, I don't think a woman should be forced to have somebody, baby, that raped her or in incest or whatever. And I said, yeah. And then I put my hands up and gave, because I don't shake hands. I gave him a pound. I said, see, we got some commonality, because I really believe you think I'm a Republican, because I'm always pointing out, things that I don't agree with Biden. And he think because I don't like Biden, which I don't like Biden, right? I don't like the Democrat Party, because the Democrat Party ain't doing shit for black people. We're always voting Democrat. What is it? What are they doing for us? The Republican ain't doing nothing for us either. So I'm actually an independent. But he really believe I'm a Republican, because I'm always talking shit about Biden. And the only reason why I don't like Biden is simply because in 1994, this motherfucker called us. What do he call us? I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he called us savages. Was it savages? And he was talking about something about he don't want his blonde-haired, blue-eyed daughter around these savages. I think he used the word savages. And then he was the one that signed the 1994 crime bill and shit like that. He promised what he was going to do for us, and he did none of the shit that he said he was going to do for us. He gave an Asian crime bill. Now he gave an anti-Semitic bill to those people over there claiming to be us, but he ain't do nothing for black. So I don't like the motherfucker. I would never vote for him. If I had a choice to vote for Trump or him, I would vote for Trump. And I wouldn't even vote for Trump, because I don't like Trump either, right? Because Trump don't like me, right? So anyway, we was talking. So I said to him, and the reason why I was asking him these questions, because I want to see how hypocritical these fucking so-called Republican Christians are. So I said to him, if your wife was to step out on her marriage, right, with you, because I know he's married, because he always tell me to talk about his family and shit. I said, if your wife was to step out on you during your marriage and cheat on you, would you take her back? Would you forgive her? He was like, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, my Catholic faith teaches for us to, always remain married and work out our differences. But he said, me being a realist, I don't see me forgiving her. I said, why not? He said, because I'm a trucker and I've been doing this for over 40 years and I've never stepped out on my wife. Stepped out on my wife. I know other colleagues of mine, friends of mine that have kids every state that they go to. I've never done that because I have morals. So I said, oh, so you have morals? I said, yeah, I have morals. So I said, I agree. I said, I like that. And I said, we did another fist bump and shit. Like every time he says something I like, I fist bump him, right? So I said, you wouldn't. So I said, it would be hard for you to forgive her, right? He said, yeah, it would be hard for me to forgive her because when we took this vow, she knew what she was getting herself into. I knew what I was getting myself into, and we agreed to be together. So I said, okay. So I said, marriage is sacred to you, right? He said, yeah, marriage is sacred. I said, okay, I like that. So I said, okay, so how do you feel about what's going on with Trump with this hush money thing with Stormy Daniels, him stepping out on his wife? I said, do you believe he did that? He said, no, Trump would never do that. I said, Trump would never do that? I said, why do you say Trump would never do it? I said, do you know Trump like that? He said, no, I don't know Trump like that, but why would Trump want to step out on Melania, whatever her name is? He said, look how beautiful she is. So I said, yeah, she is beautiful, but remember, she's a trophy wife. He said, what do you mean she's a trophy wife? I said, remember, I said, maybe you probably don't know, and I'm not going to go there with you, but I said she's a trophy wife. This basically means that they're not even sleeping together. I said, do you know that Melania moved out of the White House when she found out what he did when it came out that he had an affair with Stormy Daniels and the other lady? And he was like, nah, I didn't know. I said, also, you didn't know that? I said, yeah, she left the White House way before his presidency ended. She moved back to us. He said, yeah, okay, you're right. I remember that. I remember here. But I thought she just left because she said she didn't like staying in the White House. It was boring. I said, nah, she left there because, number one, they're not having sex. And number two, she just didn't want to be there no more because she found a lot about Trump during his presidency. And I said to him, I think Trump being the president was the worst thing that could have happened to him because even before then, there wasn't no investigation of his taxes and all that. There wasn't no allegations about. And then he said, well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And he mentioned my slave name, my government name, because he know my first and last name, right? And he said, that's what I'm trying to tell you, like say Johnny then. Johnny, they going after him because they know once Trump go back into office, things are going to be different. Trump's is going to go and have revenge. So I say, you would definitely vote back for Trump? He said, of course I would vote back. I said, why? What is it about Trump that you guys love so much? He said, well, Trump is not a politician. Trump is a businessman. Trump, I said, yeah, he's a failed businessman. I said, I'm not trying to talk about your president because he called Trump his president. I'm not trying to call you disrespect your president, but I said, y'all acting like Trump is there for y'all. I said, Trump ain't doing nothing for y'all either. I said, let me ask y'all a question. When they stormed the Capitol, right? And I say y'all a question, but I was really asking him a question. So when they stormed the Capitol and they got arrested, I said, did Trump do anything on behalf of their legal expense? Like, did Trump use all that money that he collected from y'all, including you, because I know you probably donated, right? Because you had told me at one point you was going to do it. Did Trump use any of that money that he got from y'all towards his campaign or his so-called defense fund to assist any of these people that got indicted? Then he was like, well, no, he didn't do it. But he said once he become president again, he's going to pardon them. I said, okay, why didn't he pardon them before he left the White House? He could have done it because he still had some time. I said to him, I said, why didn't he pardon them? I said, why didn't he even give some money towards that woman that got her head blown off when she broke the glass? You remember that woman? And I said, yeah, he mentioned her name. I said, he didn't even attend her funeral. I said, these people literally put their lives on the line and their freedom on the line for this man, and this man didn't lend any support. So what is it about Trump that y'all are so obsessed about? Like, what? And he stopped, he paused, he thought about what I was saying. But because they're under this fucking delusion, this spell that Trump has cast, I think Trump has cast a spell. I believe that every billionaire, millionaire have a shrine in their house. Because I remember this one millionaire lady, right? She stated that she has a shrine in her den, and she said she light incense and pay homage and shit. That's how they get their wealth, family. They literally worship Lucifer. That ain't God we trust on the back of the dollar bill. That's their God. And she told me she had a shrine. Well, she didn't tell me, but she said she had a shrine. I remember watching this documentary. So the way I see it, I believe Trump have cast a spell on these people because I've never in a million years, from the time I've been on this earth, I've never seen a bunch of people who are so obsessed with this man, and he's not doing anything for them. Trump don't care nothing about these people. Trump may look like a redneck, but he don't know anything about poverty. He can't identify with these people. You would never see, this is so crazy, family. You would never see Trump hanging out with a so-called redneck. You would never see Trump hanging out with a so-called redneck. The closest person Trump ever hanged out with that came close to a redneck was Steve Bannon, right? And Steve Bannon had money. You wouldn't see Trump hanging out in West Virginia in the fucking sticks with these people, inviting these people to the White House. It would never happen. But yet still, they are literally, in some cases, would suck Trump's dick if he pull it out. You know, according to, what's her name, his shit is little and shit, right? But anyway, that's for another video. But I just don't understand. And the only conclusion I can draw is this, that these people are under spell. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So when I said to him, I said, do you believe that Trump committed adultery on his wife? And do you support that? He said, I don't support it and I don't believe Trump did it. But I said, he's right now is in a court. He's in litigation. You know what I'm saying? There's allegations against him. What do you mean? There's proof. There's proof in the pudding that he did it. He said, no, that's what they're saying. He's still haven't been proven. So I said, okay, what if it's proven that Trump literally had committed adultery with his wife, stepped out on his wife? Because you already told me how you feel about marriage, right? You said you about marriage. So if you found out that Trump did do it, would you vote for him again? He said, I would vote for Trump, and I don't think he did it. I said, okay, so what if he did? I'm just saying, what if would you vote for him? He said, yeah, I would vote for Trump, even if he did it, because I believe that we're supposed to forgive. The Bible said we need to forgive, right? Jesus Christ said we need to forgive. So I said, okay, then that's the same way. If the Bible says you need to forgive, then you should forgive your wife if she stepped out on you. So would you forgive her if she cheated on you more than once? Would you forgive her? Then he said, I don't. I said, well, you just say what the Bible said, what Jesus told you to do. So that means, are you a hypocrite? He said, no, I'm not a hypocrite. I said, okay, well, if you're telling me you will forgive Trump for his indiscretion, then you should forgive your wife if she had an indiscretion going outside her marriage with you. He said, well, I can't picture me forgiving her because, you know, she should know better. And besides, Trump ain't my wife. I say, exactly. Trump ain't your wife, but Trump has a wife that he have stepped out on. And he was like, well, how do you know Melania haven't stepped out? I said, we don't know. We don't know, but we're not talking about Melania. We're talking about Trump right now, right? And he was like, man, this is what he was saying verbatim. He's like, man, I don't even want to talk about that no more because, yeah, you know, I guess if he did it, he shouldn't have did it, but I still would vote for him. And he said, you got to remember, I'm not voting for him because of how he is, you know, as a husband. I'm voting for him as how he is as a president. But I said, yeah, but he's supposed to have certain kind of morals as a president, right? Because, you know, president's supposed to have certain morals and shit. You look up to a president with morality, and if he doesn't have any morals, why would you want to vote for somebody like him? He said, again, I'm not voting for him because of what he does in his personal life. I'm voting for him for what he can do with the country. And I said, okay, what have Donald Trump done for y'all, for the country, other than the fact that he piggybacked on what Obama did for the 2 years? Because I said, I remember, Donald Trump only had 1 year. Right? He said, yeah, because they impeached him. I said, well, Obama had 2 years. He did so good the first time around, they gave him a second term. And all Trump did was piggyback on what Obama accomplishments. You know, because I wanted him to know that Donald Trump really ain't doing nothing for the motherfucking country. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump didn't start no war, which I agree. And Donald Trump wouldn't start no war because, you know, wars is bad for business. So the way how he was praising Donald Trump and giving Donald Trump accolades and shit like that, I know Donald Trump don't deserve this shit because Donald Trump do not care about you white people. He do not. All Donald Trump care about is his brand and his daughter, a.k.a. his wife. Okay? Because he have made some questionable comments about his daughter. I'm telling you, family, this shit is kind of creepy. You know what I'm saying? Saying that, what's her name, remind him of his daughter and shit. How can you say to a porn star that she remind you of your fucking daughter? That's some kind of innuendo. That's some fucking creepiness. But you know, these people have that in their history and shit, you know, incest in their family, and you know, who knows, right? But family, let me know what y'all think in this comment section. Do y'all believe that most Christians, if not all, some Christians, if not most Christians, are hypocrites? Do y'all believe that shit? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. With that, I say shalom.